woman's emotions and how she is affected, then her feelings affects you. And when her feelings affects you, then you are attached to her. It is a confirmation that you are not capable and you can't be a potential partner. And she might have it in the wrong way, but that is how she will understand you when you care about her emotions and you want to make her feel good about a certain situation. A perception of a feminine energy in a form of her feelings. I care so much about your feelings. Then you can't protect me. You have to be sober in your feelings, in my feelings, for you to make a clear decision. And now that I have
Now, in today's video, I'm breaking down step by step exactly why women need constant emotional conflict to feel emotionally stimulated when dating a man. And this is going to be a key element or even a key component into retaining the types of relationships that you actually want. And this is also going to be some inside secret cheat codes to making sure that you can maintain attraction, especially with women who you have high desire for. Now, after this video is over, be sure to go down below, click the link in the description, and check out the full-length MBT, Masculine Behavioral Technique, end-to-end webinar presentation that I put together for you. Let's dive in. As always, most of you will probably not want to hear the truth, but I don't care. Women need constant emotional conflict to feel stimulated mentally from a man that they are dating, and I'm going to show you step by step why, and this is a video that I am an expert on. First off, women are natural builders and natural nurturers of the internal world of emotion. Well, if you just play that out in your head for a second, what does that mean? That means relationships. This is what women like to do, is women like to build relationships, but here's the kicker. They only like to build relationships with certain types of men. Stick with me, okay? Here is why men who are too perfect get very boring very quick to women, okay? When you're super perfect, meaning your financial career is together, you show up to everything on time, you always look perfect, you're well-groomed, you're well-dressed, you're never rough around the edges. Here's the problem with that. She now has no problems to solve. It's like you're already a finished product. And this is really good from the exterior, or the external world. This is not very good for her internal world of emotion, which is the main catalyst that dictates if she wants to date a man or not. So, when she sees a man like this, she now has nothing to nurture and nothing to tend to, okay? So, she doesn't feel fully feminine or even valued. And that, I know that that sounds crazy, but it's the truth, okay? A woman does not feel fully feminine or even fully valued if she doesn't have internal problems in the relationship to fix and to solve. This is why when everything is smooth, when everything is going just fine, you're going to notice if you never bring any sort of arguments, emotional tension, or emotional chaos into a relationship, what does she do? She pulls back, or the woman will oftentimes introduce those arguments herself. So, when you do not have anything for her to fix, she now does not feel fully feminine or fully valued. I want you to think of this analogy in this way. It's kind of like a kid with really rich parents, and the kid has a trust fund. So it's like a kid with really rich parents, okay? His masculine journey through adulthood is never fully fulfilled. He will always lack ambition. He never really has a driving purpose in life. He has nowhere to really go or nothing to build. And his will to build and his will to grow, okay, his will in this world, right? His will to grow, his will to build, his will to flourish is suppressed. Why is it suppressed? Because he is never in the mental mindset of sinking or swimming. He has the trust fund as the safety net because he has rich parents. Start drama. As soon as possible, okay? This is very bad. If she has to start the drama first, this is very bad. You might be wondering why. Well, why would it be bad if she has to start the drama first? Here's why it's bad. If you're dating a woman and you're in love with her, you'll naturally get reactive when she does this and when she tries to add drama and when she tries to pull back. You will naturally get reactive because you're scared. You're scared to lose her. You're scared of the relationship ending. If you're in love with her, you will naturally get reactive and she will sense your fear of loss. As soon as that woman senses your fear of loss, here's what happens. This now signals low sexual market value. She sees that you don't have any other options besides her, or that she's your best option. This also now shows that you are moved off center and you are getting emotional. And if you take that a step further, she can sense your fear. You're scared. A man who is scared is not attractive in any way, shape, or form to a woman. So what happens when this goes through her brain? She exits. And then the entire relationship is over, all because she sensed your energy that made you get reactive, and you started to backpedal on who you are, you started to backpedal on what you think, and you started to change your attitude and your demeanor to try to please, to convince you that if you listen to what she claims she wants, that she will like you or she will love you even more. And this right here, once again, is a big, massive test. Okay? When you fail this test and when you change to try to suit her needs, she exits. And now it's over because she proved to herself that you now went weak for her. When you go weak for a woman and you change your personality to adapt to what you think she wants, this is the ultimate sign of low value. This is the ultimate sign of a man who is not rooted in leadership for his own life. This is the ultimate sign of a man who does not necessarily know his direction or purpose in life. And this is a man who can have his attitude and personalities changed. Do not
Listen man, we have to talk. Emotional men are weak. तुम अगर किसी भी रिलेशनशिप में हो और तुम अपनी गर्ल को या अपनी वुमेन को संभाल नहीं पा रहे हो और वो चाहती है कि तुमसे ब्रेकअप कर लूं या उसके लिए बहुत ओवरवेलमिंग हो गया है, तो मे बी यू आर एन इमोशनल मैन.
The truth that all men are going to have to swallow is that women only crave men who are completely heartless. And when I say completely heartless, these are the men who do not get emotionally attached. These are the men who they crave in the bedroom. And these are the men who they deep down fantasize about and want to have relationships with. If you do not have these traits, she's going to look at you as a less masculine option, and you're in for a rude awakening. So if you stick with me for the next 5 to 15 minutes, you're going to be shown step by step exactly how to shift yourself into the best version, so that way you can keep every relationship stable and every woman actually interested in you on the level that you're wanting. Now, when this video is over, you go down below, you check out that MBT webinar. Okay, MBT stands for Masculine Behavioral Techniques, and I show you an exact step-by-step process how to implement these into your life, to take these concepts that I'm about to show you on my marker board today at an even deeper level. So be sure to check out that presentation below. It is in the description. Let's dive in. Here's the truth. Women only crave heartless pricks deep down on a sexual level. Okay, these are the things that actually turn her on, and I'm going to show you today on this presentation exactly why you have to internalize these concepts, because the fact is 99% of men can't stomach it. Like 99% of men are so soft, they literally can't stomach what a woman's actually attracted to on a deep down desirable or sexual level. Like, they literally can't stomach it. So if you can stomach it, you're going to be living a much better dating life than 99% of guys today. Now, women get most turned on by masculine men who are offensive. If you are willing to offend her, or you don't give a fuck what you say, or you don't give a fuck how it comes across, you're going to be looked at as much more of a sexual option. And the reason being is because she's going to say, hey, if this guy's gotten away with talking like this, if this guy's personality is like this, if he's successfully done this and been like this before, there's a high chance that he's a safe bet for my survival. He appears strong. Okay? Offensive men get women wet. You have to understand this. Okay? This is going to be the guy who doesn't text or call her back. The guy who doesn't give a fuck if he sees her on a week-to-week basis. Like, truthfully, the more you care and the more you get emotionally attached on any level, you're going to be in for a rude awakening when you realize that her sexual desire drops. Now, some of you, when I say most guys can't stomach it, I don't care if she comes from a two-parent household. I don't care if she is a hard worker. I don't care if she has a bachelor's degree. I don't care if she is good with kids. I don't care how her relationship with her father is. It doesn't matter. The amount of excuses men make up for simply to beat around the bush because they can't actually stomach what a woman's actually attracted to is pathetic. Like, most of these guys are complete pansy asses, okay? The guy who's offensive and the guy who gives no fucks, okay, this guy can sleep with her with no desire to get to know her. that no desire to get to know her gives her maximum desire to get to know him, which means now she can bring out her femininity. What is the femininity she wants to bring out but can't? The femininity is her wanting to text a guy good morning, her wanting to care for a man, her wanting to be pleasing to a man, her wanting to be submissive to a man in the bedroom, her wanting to do favors for him like cook for him or give him the back rub. That shit only comes out.
Save up to 30% on small group travel during G-Adventure's
That mysteriousness that he brings, okay, he must have other options. If he can dick down women like me, and I consider myself an 8, 9, or 10, he must be able to dick down other women that are an 8, 9, or 10. My God, I want him. And here's the funny thing about this too. This has nothing to do with compatibility. This has nothing to do with similar interests. This has nothing to do with if you guys align on some sort of spiritual level, like a lot of men like to tell themselves. This purely comes down to, does this man turn me on or not? And can this man maintain my attraction? And these are the cold truths you have to internalize, okay? So the bigger the asshole is that guy demonstrates, if he's a complete prick, the bigger of an asshole he is, the safer she feels. Once again, why do I have the safer she feels underlined? Because it's not about what you deem as safe. It's about what she deems as safe. So the male brain is logical. You think safe equals things are good, things are nice, and things are tidy. Meaning I got my own home, and I'm some nice guy. She should feel safe with me. No. Woman is going to feel more safe with a trained UFC fighter who's a badass who could beat the living hell out of somebody if he had to, because he has masculine strength and the willingness of potential aggression. Okay, it's about what she wants, not what you want. Understand that. Strength to a woman, the bigger the asshole, the safer she feels. A woman needs to feel safe in order to want to be submissive to you, and a woman needs to feel safe within your masculinity, or what's going to happen is she's not going to be able to get sexually turned on by you. This is the truth of every single woman that you have to internalize. So, men seeking a relationship in any way, shape, or form, this is what I'm telling you, women only crave relationships from these types of men. You have no business in telling a woman that you're looking to date her and only her. You have no business telling a woman that you're really seeking a relationship right now. The reason why it's going to completely destroy her attraction, the reason why this tears her attraction down, okay, is because men seeking a relationship in any way, shape, or form, this is feminine behavior. When you demonstrate this, her biology senses that you are too emotional. And it doesn't matter what your reasoning is. Your reasoning could be, I've slept with 200 girls already and I'm ready to settle down. Your reasoning could be, you know what, I've had my fun throughout all my 20s and I'm ready to start a family in my 30s. It does not matter what your reasoning is in any way, shape, or form. The second that you are the one to start to lead this way and give off these hardcore boyfriend vibes that says, hey, I'm not willing to walk away, I'm wanting to cut off all my options as quick as possible, this destroys your attraction because she has no idea. You got to understand that she has no idea what your past sexual market value was with all 50 other women you were with in the past 10 years. She has no idea about that. She only knows what you put in front of her. Women only know what you put in front of them. So if you've passed 50 other women's tests, and all of a sudden this woman you're failing her test because either A, you tell yourself she's different, okay, B, you tell yourself you're ready for something more. You start failing these tests, you get put in a different frame. Now she looks at you as a weaker option. So you can't make these mistakes, okay? Who's agreeable and she's cooperative and she just willingly follows my lead. Man, you're sitting there kicking back. You're going, God damn, look at me. I don't even get tested. You're sitting there scratching your head. You see this girl smiling at you. You say, God damn, I don't even get tested. You sit there and you think, aren't I the shit? Look at what the shit I am, man. Did I hit a bench press PR this week? Am I looking thick? You think, damn, I pulled up in that car. Like, did I get a car wash or something? Is that like you feel like you're the shit? But you don't understand that this is the deepest level to where your masculinity is tested. I'm going to explain why. Your guard drops. Your guard drops like a motherfucker because you think you're naturally masculine enough to handle this circumstance or this situation. You don't see that the tests are still going on, but because she is so in touch with her femininity, this is going on at a way deeper level. So you stop checking her because you don't.
Bro, guys be acting like females. They want to speak about their day, like who cares? Bro, guys be acting like females. They want to speak about their day, like who cares?
Oh wow, dudes want to be like treated like human beings. How silly of us. I'm sorry. We'll just fuck you and keep our mouths and our emotions to ourselves. Okay.
Bro, guys.
more important than any other feature across all cultures is that the woman reports that she sought someone who is kind to them. Not as more important than any other feature across all cultures is that the woman reports that she sought someone who is kind to them. Not necessarily kind to everybody, but kind to them. More important than any other.
That when women say, I want you to be more vulnerable, that's generally what they're saying. They're like, I want you to know what's going on inside of you and be able to communicate it and maybe have some resources, but I don't want to be responsible for supporting you with it. That's generally what I've seen a lot of people saying.
Most people out there are not these cold, calloused, spiteful, angry, bitchy women that you see in these tweets, that you see these horror stories about. I'd even say they are a very small minority. Most women are extremely kind, loving, caring people. And as you meet more people, as you date more people, you'll see who that is quicker and quicker, and it will become easier to find that right person. Because the right one for you is going to be someone who, when you cry, is going to be there through it, and will oftentimes even hold you through it. Watch the full documentary free on YouTube.
That when women
thing is that women have an epidemic as well. Do you know what our epidemic is? Exhaustion. Women are exhausted at a cellular level. We are so tired, and we carry the exhaustion of our great grandmothers and the women before that and everybody after, right down to my mother and me. And I don't want to pass it on to my daughter. I'm trying to show her how not to enable a grown-ass man to behave like a man baby. And it's not to be spiteful. I just want men to go handle their own shit. I want men to take accountability for their emotional state and not dump it on my lap. I'm dressed this way today because I had to go to the laundromat, and I just dress way down because these older dudes are looking for a caretaker for their next 20 years, and I'm not interested. So I'm trying to put the vibe out, not looking for a man. It's the audacity. It's the entitlement that pisses us off, guys. It's not that we don't believe you're lonely. We know you are, but it's not our fault, and it's not ours to fix. And it's the things around this that make us crazy. Did you know the statistics for when a woman gets sick, like a wife who's been in a marriage for 30, 40 years, she gets diagnosed with cancer? 6 out of 10 men pack their shit and leave because they don't want to clean up vomit and be a caretaker. Ew. But women, when their partner is diagnosed with something horrendous, women stay because that's what we are. We are caring human beings. And it's not that we're not caring. We're still very caring. It's just that we're more exhausted than anything else. We don't have the bandwidth to take care of you while trying to heal ourselves and model better for our daughters. We need you men to man up, as you like to say, and take responsibility and accountability for your emotional health. Go to counseling, get some men groups together, figure it out. Women have had to figure it out for centuries. We believe in you, men. Go handle your stuff, because we women over here, we're handling ours. We're just trying to heal. We don't hate you. We're just trying to heal. Thing is that
I'm not saying you shouldn't share or open up or be emotional. You actually do need to do those things. Hear me say that. But that's different than what guys often interpret this advice to be emotional and sensitive and all of that stuff. A lot of guys interpret that as be whiny, complaining, and look for comfort from a woman because, you know, that's what she wants. She wants to be your comforter. Really, in my view and in my study of scripture and observation of women, they don't really want a man who's expressing his emotions all the time. What they really want is a man who understands their emotions and a man who can make her feel known. A man who can make her feel like he understands me. He understands how I feel. He's hearing. So you don't want to be the complaining, whining type of guy. I'm not saying you should.
5 things women deeply hate in a man. 1. 5 things women deeply hate in a man. 1. Disrespect. She'll never feel safe with a man who mocks her thoughts or makes subtle jabs about how she looks. Even silent contempt, through facial expressions, destroys her self-worth. That's why I created a solution at the end. 2. Emotional neglect. No love, no care, no comfort. A woman feeds on affection. It's her emotional oxygen. If you starve her of attention, she won't just feel unloved, she'll feel alone. 3. Lying and cheating. Once trust is broken, she doesn't just lose you, she loses her peace. Lies turn into cover-ups, and betrayals turn into sleepless nights. 4. Selfishness and stinginess. If everything is always about you, your wants, your needs, and she feels like an afterthought, she'll quietly resent you. 5. Harshness and anger, yelling, blaming, mood swings. That kind of energy makes a woman walk on eggshells. She wants gentleness. Couples who use our guides are learning how to grow this kind of love, the kind that lasts.
Emotional men are dangerous to girls. Here's why. Emotional men are dangerous to girls. Here's why. I know I'm already triggering multiple people by saying this, but let me explain. There are many reasons why guys being super emotional can become problematic. The truth is, it's always the overly emotional guys that become stalkers or do irrational things with girls. This is because being emotional overrides your rational mind. Because of this, these guys have limited options for girls and then cling incredibly hard to one. Desperation is typically the culprit behind this poor behavior. You'll rarely ever find the chill, stoic guy doing irrational things with girls. The stoic man is much more logic-driven and doesn't let his emotions control his actions. This is a much more masculine position which will attract more girls and lead to less desperation. Being a good man comes with a lot of responsibility, and being overly emotional is not part of that equation. Emotional men are...
With TUI, you can build your own package. With flights from your local airport any day of the week.
Welcome back to the Stoic Tube. Have you ever loved someone so deeply, only to feel like they were never really there? You laugh together, you share moments, but deep down, it feels like there's a wall between you. A silent wall. An emotional distance. If that man is a Sigma male, this might not be your imagination. Welcome to the Emotional Distance Women. Hate About Sigma Males. A deep dive into the psyche of the lone wolf, the enigma, the man who walks alone even when he's in love. Number 1. Who is the Sigma male? Before we explore emotional distance, let's get one thing straight. A Sigma male is not your average guy. He doesn't seek validation. He doesn't play by social rules. And unlike alpha males who dominate or beta males who follow, the Sigma male walks entirely off the map. He's confident, but quiet, independent, but intense, loyal, but emotionally reserved. Women are often drawn to him like a magnet, intrigued by his mystery, seduced by his silence, and curious about the world he keeps locked inside his mind. But after the initial spark fades, many women find themselves frustrated. Why? Because being close to a Sigma feels like chasing smoke. You see it, you feel it, but you can never quite hold it. Number 2. The silent struggle. Why Sigma males create distance. Let's break this down. Sigma males are not heartless. In fact, they often feel emotions more deeply than they let on. But they've trained themselves to suppress, analyze, and control those emotions, not display them. Here's why. 1. Independence is their oxygen. Sigma males value solitude. They don't need anyone to feel complete. So even when they care deeply about a woman, they still need space. Not just physical space, but mental and emotional space too. 2. Vulnerability feels like exposure. Many Sigma men have faced betrayal, abandonment, or deep emotional wounds in the past. As a result, they've built inner fortresses, safe places where no one else can enter. They may want connection, but when it starts to feel too intense, their instincts scream, "Protect yourself." 3. They overthink everything. While most people react emotionally, Sigmas analyze everything logically, even love. They'll question the relationship, your intentions, their own feelings. And this constant inner analysis can create emotional distance, even if they don't mean to. 3. What women feel, but can't always say. Now let's flip the lens. What does this emotional distance feel like for the woman who's falling for a Sigma? At first, she's captivated. He's mysterious, deep, controlled. He listens more than he talks. He doesn't cling. He respects her space. But slowly, she begins to notice the gaps. He rarely opens up about his fears or struggles. When she expresses her emotions, he stays calm. Maybe too calm. After a beautiful moment, he pulls away. For hours, days, or even weeks. She starts to wonder, does he even care? Why won't he let me in? Am I the only one feeling this deeply? And here's the tragic part. She's not wrong. She is feeling more, at least on the surface. Because the Sigma male is playing his emotions like a chess game while she's showing her cards. 4. Why Sigma males pull away. When it matters most. You've probably heard the phrase, when things get serious, he disappears. For Sigma males, emotional intensity is both attractive and terrifying. When they start to feel too much, love, attachment, dependence, they instinctively retreat. It's not because they don't care. It's because caring makes them vulnerable, and vulnerability is something they've learned to avoid. So when a woman says, I need you to open up. I want us to be more emotionally connected. Why are you so cold sometimes? The Sigma male hears, drop your shield, let go of control, take a risk with your heart. And for someone who thrives on being emotionally self-sufficient, that's terrifying. 5. Can Sigma males change? Here's the golden question. Can a Sigma male learn to bridge that emotional gap? The answer is yes, but only if he chooses to. Sigma males don't respond well to pressure. If a woman tries to force emotional closeness, he'll resist harder. But if she gives him space, respects his pace, and earns his trust slowly, he can open up. It won't happen overnight, but over time, that emotional wall can crack. And when it does, what lies beneath is often a deeply loyal, passionate, and committed partner. Final thoughts. The choice is yours. To the women watching, if you love a Sigma male, understand this. He's not broken. He's just built differently. You may never get constant reassurance or dramatic displays of emotion, but if you earn his loyalty, his respect, and his rare vulnerability, what you'll get is something far more powerful.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I hear this all the time, like, oh, narcissists seem to get away with it and everything is fine, and they just... I hear this all the time, like, oh, narcissists seem to get away with it and everything is fine, and they just go upward, upward. Who are you talking about? All the narcissists I know, they go down, down. Miserable people, they fail. It hurts the people in the environment, sure, but it hurts them. And I don't see them doing well. I see them suffering. I see, when I've seen NPDs in my life, they're self-destructive. I mean, they're usually, it's a very comorbid personality disorder. It's usually borderline personality disorder, psychopathy there. They're kind of losers. Eventually they overplay their hand. Eventually they do what they said they would never do. Eventually the lies are exposed and they hit a wall. They can, it's like the Johnny Cash song. You can run on for a long time, but sooner or later, God's going to cut you down. You can get your little time in the sun. Okay, good for you. You got 10 years, you got 20 years, you got 30 years, but not forever. Not forever. I don't know somebody in my life with narcissism who went up, up, up. They all went down eventually. I hear this all the time, like, oh, narcissists seem to...
I just done this and I wish I didn't because it's kind of like just made me sad. But go onto Google and I just done this and I wish I didn't because it's kind of like just made me sad. But go onto Google and just search Reddit I cried in front of my girlfriend. And just open up some of those tabs and here's some responses of real men who have cried in front of their girlfriends and shown him. This is a response, right? This is one that's relatable to me. I've cried in front of maybe 3 significant others, so like 3 girlfriends. In each case, they were very understanding and empathetic about it, and their sexual attraction towards me started a gradual but inexorable slide to 0. I've learned my lesson, and that's the case of which I am guaranteeing will happen. The thing is, you can sometimes cry in front of you. It can happen, okay? But this advice that's telling men to actively pursue this is dangerous, even though it seems like it's coming from a good place. I just done this and I wish...
So do you ladies feel like women are seriously ready for emotionally intelligent men?
Kitty, what do you think?
Okay, let's talk about what emotional intelligence comes with before we even get into this conversation, okay? We're talking about you're wanting a man who is tolerant, who regulates his emotions, who also knows how to manage your emotions. But you're also talking about a man who knows how to navigate his sensitivities and everything else when it comes to that. But you have to consider that an emotionally intelligent man is good at cutting people off when he sees that your sensitivities bring too much reactivity. When he sees that you cannot regulate your emotions. When he sees that you have a low tolerance. This type of man that you are asking for is a man who will walk you out the door in a heartbeat. If he feels like you are disrupting his peace. If he feels like there's any level of disrespect, because there's a lot that comes with emotional intelligence. So if you asking for that, you got to come with the same level of emotional intelligence as well. Okay? That comes with a number of factors. So if you are a woman who knows that even though you may be sensitive to certain things like criticism, rejection, because you're not always going to be accepted. Sometimes he's going to bounce back. And sometimes he's going to say, I don't agree with your opinion. Sometimes he's going to say, I don't like those thoughts. Sometimes he's going to say, I don't like the way you speak to me. If you're not ready for that, don't be asking for an intelligent man.